Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 3DO Experience, the 3DO retrospective podcast, where we talk about all things 3DO, the company, the console, and everything in between. I am Bill, and this is Threk. How you doing, Threk?
Oh, Bill, it's another week. Doing all right, I suppose. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. It's June. It is June, all right.
It is June. Happy Pride Month
Oh yeah, it is Pride Month.
to all of our gay friends.
I'm not changing our logo because I'm not doing that stuff. I'm not going to be
It's
disingenuous
color.
like most
It's
companies.
colorful enough.
I know. I hate all those. I hate when the companies change the logo and then immediately change it
I,
back. It's like,
did
yeah,
any
they
of them do
totally.
it? Did any of them do it this year?
It's usually a Twitter thing, and I don't check Twitter enough to notice.
Okay.
So,
I mean, it's
um,
sad that's like it's Pride Month, and like the first thing I see is like Jonathan Joss, who is John Redcorn on King of the Hill, got murdered in a fucking hate crime.
yeah, I saw that. I swear to God, that reboot is cursed. Like,
Well, there's been a lot of other people who've passed away, but that was like before the reboot, anyways. But like,
hmm,
reboot or not, it's just what happened was absolutely
yeah,
senseless, and it's a shame that the Texas authorities are trying to claim that it wasn't a hate crime when his husband is saying much to the contrary, and being where they are, it wouldn't surprise me, especially with what's been going on recently. So it's awful, just terrible.
yeah, it was. I saw that going around. I was like, God, goddamn.
Yeah, very very shocking and saddening. So
Yeah, that's my reaction to the news most days now. I'm just like, I don't even know what to say anymore, so I just turn it off and I just
yeah,
move on to
yeah,
something else.
yeah. Maybe things will get better, but we're not at that point yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
So who
Oh,
knows? But enough of being too sour and dour. We got to talk video games. So yeah. Um, but before we get to news, Bill, you been playing anything recently?
uh, I've been on a license game kick recently.
Yeah, I get those.
I've been playing the Fairly Odd Parents games for PlayStation 2 and Xbox GameCube, and more jank than I remember. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I
Um,
could believe that. Yeah.
yeah, because we had talked about it on GNC recently, and I was like, I'm gonna actually see if I can still beat these games, and I'm like, yeah, I can still do it, but my God, like it's not as easy. It's no Battle for Bikini Bottom. That's all I'll say.
There's been so many times I've gone back to games from that era that I knew, and then I went and played them and go, oh no, oh, what happened here? And it's just, I guess, the how games play and how they feel has really improved over the last like 20 some years. So it's like, oh, we thought this felt great, and going back, it's like, it doesn't feel great, you know?
It's really weird when it's something like completely odd, like the jump is like the thing about at least the first one. I haven't played the second one because I remember the second one being fixing the controls a bit. It was like the jump is weirdly heavy. Like
Yeah,
it's just odd. Like I played. I'm like, how did I? And you have a double jump too, and the double jump feels heavy. It's just so weird.
it's so crazy how like even like between platformers, like the jump will feel so much different
Mm,
from all of them. It's interesting how people sort of develop jump physics and sort of how they make it work in their worlds. You know what I mean?
mm. Well, it's like whenever I go back to like Ape Escape and like I play those games because Ape Escape is really weird because the jump button is like the R trigger, which is just only Ape Escape does it make sense because Ape Escape is a weird game in itself. But like
Mm-hmm.
I, whenever I played those games, I always forget you have a Castlevania jump. Like you, once you move forward, you're not stopping. Like
Yeah.
basically, so it's
Well,
just
it's like real life.
yeah, it's
Ape
in
Escape, the epitome of realism.
a 3D platformer though. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah. So
But yeah, I've been playing those. That's about it right now.
say I finally got back to Expedition 33. I just hit Act 3, so I'm basically at the end because Act 3 is basically just you can do a bunch of side stuff, but it's basically like, okay, now go straight shot to the end. So I'll get it done this week. Finally, game's been out for months now, and I'm just finally getting back to it. But other than that, I 100%ed 2 games on Xbox the other day. For some reason, I got into like I was just looking at Game Pass and I just downloaded a bunch of shit for no reason.
Mhm.
And 2 of them I've already gotten all the achievements for: Hypnospace Outlaw and New Super Lucky's Tale.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, Hypnospace Outlaw is like this weird sort of like alternate reality internet where you're like basically ban hammering people. Like the first thing you do is you get an email that's like, oh, this like cartoon character is being used illegally on the internet. We need to ban it. And then you do, and you win the case. But then as the game progresses later on, the people that you banned form like an internet coalition to be like, I stand with Gooper or whatever. He's like a detective fish or whatever. It's pretty funny. The game has a lot of like charm and quirk to it. Even if I wasn't the biggest fan of it as far as its like storytelling and all that, but it was perfectly fine. And it wasn't too bad to get all the achievements. And then yeah, New Super Lucky's Tale. I've played and beaten that game before, but I saw it on Game Pass. I'm like, let's just do it. I'll knock it out. And it took me like less than 12 hours to do everything. So it wasn't too bad. And I have a huge soft spot for that game. Like you
It's
talk
a
about 3D,
solid.
talk about 3D platformers. That's a 3D platformer I really, really like.
When that came to Switch finally, I think that I grabbed it day one. I remember liking it a lot.
Yeah, I beat it on Switch many years ago because I found it for dirt cheap. But then I sold it because I had a nice stack of Switch games, but I eventually just got rid of them because I just wasn't playing them.
Mm.
So, but I finally got back to that. So, but yeah, knocking out Expedition 33, and then I saw Metaphor ReFantazio. We talked about it being on Game Pass. I went ahead and downloaded it. I haven't started it yet. I'm not playing 2 big RPGs at once. I'm not a insane person, but I'll probably be getting to that hopefully soon because it looks really good. So, and I don't have to worry about all the Persona bullshit. I can just see this game just as it is. So,
Speaking of Persona bullshit,
oh, we'll get into that.
uh,
It's in the lineup of the news, but
we got another actor who confirmed. So
yeah. So, but the first thing with the news is Summer Games Fest is starting up. I believe it's starting this weekend. It's starting on Friday. And we have our whole list of stuff like the Summer Game Fest, and there's like, Day of the Devs, the Wholesome Direct, Devolver Direct, like all this other stuff, right? Like we have the Xbox Showcase on Sunday. Death Stranding 2 is getting its premiere on Sunday as well. So there's a lot of things going on this week. It's sort of the beginning of that. And one that caught my eye was IO Interactive, the creators of Hitman. They're doing their first ever showcase. And I guess they have enough to talk about. So they've highlighted Hitman, World of Assassination, which I believe is them taking the modern Hitman trilogy and combining it into like one big package, I think.
oh, that'll be
I
interesting.
think. Well, no, they've already done it because if you go on to like any of the stores and look up the modern Hitman games, you'll find this, and they're like, oh, it has the best of 1, 2, and 3 or whatever, and it's like $70, but you get 3 whole games in there, I think. So I'll make the plunge on it one of these days.
I need to
There's
do that because I've only played the first one.
the only Hitman I've played is a couple hours of Blood Money, and Blood Money's really good. So the other one they're showcasing is a game called Mind's Eye, which I think is coming out this year. Some like new like action adventure thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. I went ahead and threw it on the wish list because I'm like, it's IO. It looks interesting. Though they're not developing it, they're publishing it. So it's just some like linear third person action adventure type of thing. I guess it has like a kind of open world. They're comparing it to Mafia 1 basically. And there's like some user generated stuff you can do in the game or whatever. They'll probably go into detail. But the big one, the one that caught my eye was the James Bond game. They said they are going to be showcasing the Bond game that they've been working on for the last like 5 years now. It has a title. It's going to be called 007 First Light. And it's apparently going to be about Bond earning his 00 status. So it's like a bit of an origin story for him. And it's completely separated from the movies and all that. It's its own new canon. And I believe they said it's going to show like gameplay and a release window, whatever a release window is. I would love for it to come out this year. I'm suspecting it'll be like an early 26. That would be my guess. I mean, but if it comes out late this year, I'll buy it. I mean, I'm day one on it because I love Bond, and I think IO can really nail a Bond game.
Mm. I'd love to
So
see someone new take a crack at it. So, and
I mean,
if anyone's going to do it, IO would probably be the most logical choice.
it's been a long time since we've had a Bond game. Because I think the last one was Legends on 360, and that's a dumpster fire. So
Yeah,
it's about time we get some
killed
fresh
Euro,
faces.
killed Eurocom.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure because I was talking with Josh from Still Loading about this, where I don't think it's just going to be like Hitman with a Bond skin. Because I think if it was, it would have been out by now.
Mm.
They need to do more with it because there's a lot more to Bond than just like the Hitman stealthy stuff. They can do that, but there needs to be some other emphasis on other maybe more linear type sections. So I look forward to it. And yeah, and their showcase is Friday at like 9 p.m. our time. So it's going to be a bit later in the night. So I'll probably check it out later. And then another big one is PlayStation announcing a state of play that is taking place on the 4th. So probably by the time you're listening to this at like 5 o'clock on the 4th, they're doing a state of play. It's interesting they chose a state of play and not a showcase, which says to me they don't have a lot of first party stuff to show. Because really all we have is what, Ghost of Yotei? That's really it.
Yeah, not Uncharted, Naughty Dog's new project.
Yeah,
Thing.
they could show more of that, but I feel like that game is not even close to being done.
No, we also don't know what Insomniac. Well, we know Insomniac's doing a Wolverine game, but we don't know anything else.
Yeah, I mean, they might show some Wolverine. I think it's been long enough. That was a case of they showed it off way too early.
Well, they kind of had their hand forced because it was leaked, but
yeah, so there's that. I mean, there is Marathon, but I've been hearing rumors that Marathon's going to get delayed next year, especially with all the controversy that's been around Marathon with the art assets and people not liking the alpha. So it might just be safe for Bungie to be like, let's just delay it 12 months and we'll see if we can fix it. I mean, who knows what'll happen, but other than that, no idea really what they have. I mean, they could. I mean, I feel like they need to show some first party stuff, right? That's not live service.
Yeah,
I think they need to.
I mean, because we don't know what Santa Monica's doing, and we don't know what Gorilla's doing right now.
No, I'd heard rumors of like a God of War side game being in the works. I don't know if it's Santa Monica that was doing it. But I mean, this could be the place to show off some of the. Maybe they have some smaller games in the works because I think they need to start churning out more stuff because I think people are like, well, you know, we bought a PS5 for the games. Where the fuck are they? You know, they're not here. So
yeah, we got one really good platformer. And
yeah,
still waiting on more.
I mean, it takes a while to make another platformer, and I know Ghost of Yotei will probably be a really, really good game, but you know, having one good game a year, I mean, I don't know. So, hey, maybe tomorrow. Hey, maybe by tomorrow we'll be like, oh shit, they have all this real cool shit coming. Ain't that great? So, but we shall see. And then there was that. I don't think Nintendo have confirmed a June Direct yet, but there's been rumors that they're going to do one like shortly after the Switch 2's launch, which is in like what, 2 days or something like that.
Me and Alex were at a Target and we were checking the cases to see if they just had them like on display because I've heard some stores were doing that.
Yeah, well, they were. I think it was like places like Target were just leaving the containers full of them like locked on the floor.
Yeah, it just
like, what the fuck are you doing? That's really weird to me. But I saw this, which was funny, which was they're even sending out of stock signs to the retailers. So there's just a big sign of the Switch 2 and it just says out of stock.
I'm predicting those are going to get used.
Oh, absolutely, they're going to get used. It's just funny to see that, and I love that like retail workers who just don't give a fuck are just being like, "Yep, they sent us this. Isn't that great?"
Did you see the report? I guess that like some people were getting them early, but they're like programmed not to work until the official launch.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of news about like people have their hands on the Switch 2, and they're trying to like leak videos online of showing people how stuff works and all that, but it's been like kind of a mixed response. I didn't want to go into all of them because there was quite a bit, and I found some of it kind of really uninteresting because it's like, I mean, we'll know how the Switch 2 is in like a couple days. Like, you know, like getting 2 days ahead of it is just kind of a lame leak in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see. And I mean, I'm not getting a Switch day one. I know you aren't. The only people I know who are getting them day one are the Fine Time guys.
I know Matt Storm has one pre-ordered.
Oh yes, yeah. Storm has one. I think that's it. I don't think anybody else does. I can't recall.
I know a few people in like the Retro Hangover server have it pre-ordered. They're not like podcasters or anything, but I know a few
Yeah.
that said it. I know there's people around that have it pre-ordered, but I don't know. I'm just not super interested in it at the moment.
It's like every Nintendo console, it's gonna do really well in like its first couple months. You know, like I think this year it'll have a really good year, but then when we hit next year, it'll be curious to see what it does. I think.
Yeah.
So, and I think a June Direct could definitely help with that hype. You know, where it's like, oh, there's Mario Kart World, we have DK Bonanza. I don't think they've dated Prime 4 yet. Yeah, I don't think so. My guess is that'll probably be between September and November in that fall placement.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Can't think of anything else they really have as far as first party. We know they have other stuff. I just don't think they've mentioned anything. So
yeah,
I mean, we'll see what they do. I mean, hopefully it's just not a lot of like sequels and derivative stuff. But
I mean, that new Donkey Kong looks really good.
It does. That's the game I want to get more than any other. When I buy my Switch, that'll probably be the game I get with it. I'll try to get that Mario Kart World bundle if it's still around by the time I get it, but if not, then I'll buy Mario Kart World separate. I really don't want to pay $80 for it, but that's what I get for waiting, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait it out. I'm probably not gonna get one until like the Christmas season.
Yeah, I'll probably get one this year, depending on what's going on in my life. So just hang in on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Some negative stuff. People Can Fly. If you guys know who People Can Fly are, they were working on 2 unannounced games with Square Enix that apparently have been canceled, and this results in, I believe they said, yeah, some people are going to be laid off because of this, unfortunately. So yeah, People Can Fly. They're known for like helping out with Gears of War. They made Bulletstorm. Fucking love Bulletstorm. They also did Outriders for Enix. Still haven't played that game, but yeah. But they're working on a couple games with Enix, and I guess they didn't work out. That's probably a part of Square Enix's quality over quantity shift that they're doing now, because I think they said they were going to be canceling a bunch of stuff and trying to streamline their approach. And my guess is these guys are probably just hazards of that new strategy they have going.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate to see. It's just an unfortunate case where I think this industry just got way too big, way too fast, and now we're kind of starting to level out. And it's
everybody thought the COVID growth would be sustainable, and I really don't know why the hell they thought that was possible. Like, are there more people now playing games post-pandemic than pre-pandemic? Maybe, but how significant of a number is that? You know, like all the people who came in during the pandemic who are like getting back into video games or playing it for the first time or whatever, how many of those people decided to stay? There probably was some.
I can tell you one thing. They definitely have all shifted to retro because that shit's starting to spike again out of nowhere.
I'm not surprised. Fucking retro. So the only other thing I know about People Can Fly is they've been working on Gears of War E-Day with Microsoft. Apparently they have, according to this, an unannounced game using PlayStation IP. With it being People Can Fly, that says to me maybe Killzone or Resistance. They could do that.
Killzone seems more likely just because Resistance kind of ended.
Because People Can Fly, they're known for making like shooter type games.
Maybe this
So
is the return of Siphon Filter.
or
I can get my hope.
SOCOM.
SOCOM would be cool.
I've seen a couple people say SOCOM, but I'm like, I feel like if they tried to do SOCOM, it would be live service and it would be trash.
Yeah,
Because
unfortunately.
SOCOM was great back in the day, but I feel like that moment has come and gone. I
Well,
don't think they could bring it back.
that's the thing. SOCOM 2 was so fucking ahead of its time, and then they brought out SOCOM 4, and everyone's like, it's just a Call of Duty ripoff, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
yep, that's about what I expected.
Yeah, I can't see SOCOM working these days. Siphon Filter, I think, could work. Absolutely.
Well, Siphon Filter is a stealth action game. Like, it's completely.
Yeah, but People Can Fly don't really do stealthy stuff. They're doing like Gears of War and Bulletstorm. Like Bulletstorm is like the main thing in that game is you kick people in the fucking chest and they fly like 50 feet that way, which is awesome. God, I want to play Bulletstorm again. But they also said they were working on a oh, that was when they canceled that co-op action RPG thing because they were going to try to self-publish it. That's right. Yeah. God damn it. But hopefully things go well with Gears E-Day. Who knows? Maybe Microsoft will bring People Can Fly into the fold. Now that the FTC is off their back, I could see them now that they are more like officially free. I could see them making smaller moves.
Smaller moves makes more sense.
Like pulling in a People Can Fly. Who's going to care? Or like a Crystal Dynamics or an Eidos. Like who's going to care, right? Those little guys. The people people would just assume that they would just be like, oh yeah, they'd have those. Yeah, like people just assume they'd have them, kind of a thing. But who knows? Let's see some other things. Platonic. Unfortunately, they're doing some layoffs. The other guys known for making Ukulele. Still haven't played Ukulele, the original or the sequel. The sequel's been sitting on my wish list forever, and I always see it for like $6. And I've heard it's better, and that's why I've like considered pulling the trigger, but I've never done it.
The original game is fine if you just want a 3D platformer, but my God, does it show its age?
Well, they are doing a remaster of it, Yuka Replayly, which is supposedly, yeah, I know. It's supposedly coming out this year. So if I ever do play it, I'll probably play that. And they've also been like publishing some indie games like Demon Turf and Little Gator Games. So, they've been trying to expand a little bit, but yeah, recently they just laid off a bunch of people, which is again terrible. So and they made a whole like Twitter post about how like, oh, we hate doing this sucks, but if anybody's hiring, we'll we'll write recommendations for them. And it's like nobody's fucking hiring because everybody's fucking firing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
on this industry anyways, that's for sure.
It's goddamn ridiculous, man. And then the last thing, at least in this round, is Multiverses finally closing down and delisting. So Multiverse had quite an interesting history. Not going to go into it here, but it's finally like dead for real. Like they've delisted it. You can't download it anymore. You can play it offline if you still have it, but beyond that, it's gone. It's not coming back. Which is a shame. It had quite a slow, painful death because I know it was quite hyped when it was first announced because there was that like kind of wave of Smash Brothers clones like a couple years back, and I remember people saying this one was all right. It was better than that Nickelodeon one, I think.
Yeah,
but it just didn't have the staying power because Warner Brothers didn't give enough of a shit to deal with it. Where have we heard this before? So yeah, seeing this get shut down. I mean, I don't know how much of a community it had, but it's always delisting it kind of sucks because I would have considered downloading it just to mess with it offline. But I mean, how much of that game would I have even played? Probably not that much.
Yeah.
Let's be real. So, God, Warner Brothers is such a fucking shit show right now. So I don't even think I had it in the news, but Mortal Kombat 1, they've officially like ended all like new DLC for it. They said they're still going to be like supporting the game with like, balance updates and patches and things like that. But as far as like extra content, they're done with it. So now people are thinking, what's NetherRealm doing right now? Everyone's saying, oh, they're probably doing Injustice 3, which would make sense that they'd be doing Injustice 3. I can't see them jumping straight into another mainline Mortal Kombat because, I mean, I love Mortal Kombat, but I think it needs a bit of a break. because I don't even think they
Yeah.
know where the fuck they're going with it story wise. I mean, I would love like a Shaolin Monks remaster remake or something like a new spin-off in that style. Um, I mean, I've loved Shaolin Monks ever since it came out. And I still don't know why that game's never gotten like a nice port or remaster because it really deserves one. Um,
Mm.
but you know, NetherRealm's a great studio, so they'll they will be just fine. I know some people were like worried about NetherRealm with everything going on with Warner Brothers, but I feel like they're going to be just fine.
As long
Like
as Ed Boon's still there, they're fine.
I view it as those fuckers survived Midway, and if they can
Yeah.
survive Midway, they can survive Warner Brothers. I think Midway was much more of a shit show than Warner Brothers ever
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the way I've just seen it is like Ed Boon's still there. He seems to be happy there. It's like I don't
oh yeah,
see
Ed Boon's not.
him
Yeah,
going
Ed
anywhere.
Boon's not going anywhere. He's one of those guys that I get the sense that like he's found his niche and he loves his niche. He's happy there. I mean, I've heard some people suggest that like, doesn't he want to do something different? He's just been doing Mortal Kombat for the last like 30 plus fucking years. And it's like, he seems fine. I feel
I
like
think
if he
he's
wanted,
I think he's aware of that.
I think if he wanted to do something different, he would have by now. Like nobody would have questioned him if he wanted to like make like another The Grid or something. But like, you know, he seems fine with doing Mortal Kombat and then an Injustice here and there, and maybe that's the next thing. Because I know people love Injustice too. So I mean, who knows? But I think NetherRealm probably are at that spot where they're like, all right, for like Mortal Kombat, we need to sort of what the fuck are we gonna do? Because like they've constantly rebooted and like sequeled it and rebooted it. They've regurgitated it so many times at this point. They need to do something new. But what is that? I can't say.
There
So
is one thing that everyone always wants, but it'll probably never happen logistically. But like everyone is still like,
Special Forces 2.
hell yeah. I know. Like this has been like an old thing forever, but like Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter would still be the coolest thing ever.
I would love that to death.
I just don't ever
But
see it happening.
and I think it's Warner Brothers wouldn't let it happen. I don't think it's a case of like Capcom would be against it. I think Capcom would be down. I mean, they love crossovers, don't they? But I get the sense it would be Warner Brothers who would put the bosh on that. And also, if I recall, Mortal Kombat either doesn't get released in Japan or isn't really popular in Japan.
It's not like it never really has been.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely made more for the Western audience, and I'm pretty sure there's quite a few Mortal Kombat games that never got released over there.
Hmm.
So
The problem with Mortal Kombat is like as we learned from Mortal Kombat versus DC, it's very hard to do a crossover because usually the other side doesn't want to see their characters get brutally murdered.
I feel like Capcom wouldn't care. I really don't think they would care, but I know that like Japan, like they have like taboos about like decapitation and things like that. And I
Yeah,
think that's part of what's hurt that game's like potential success in that area. Um, I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me, but I've always heard that there's like weird stuff when it comes to Mortal Kombat in Japan. So
yeah. It's also
I,
it doesn't play anything like a traditional like fighter for like a Japanese fighter. Like Mortal Kombat
no,
is a
no,
very unique feeling
yeah,
fighter.
yeah, it very much stands out from the pack. So I mean, I think if that happened, it would be a success because I think
Mm.
people from both camps would be like, "Oh, I gotta fucking see this." You know, I think most of us would be like, "Oh, what the hell are they gonna do? I'm in." That sounds crazy.
Yeah,
You know, like the idea of Sub Zero ripping off Ryu's head and spinal cord sounds amazing. It really does. And then and then by that token, like maybe like Ryu gets some like weird finisher on like Sub Zero, or they give him like a fatality. Like that kind of creativity could be really interesting. Like there's definitely potential there.
yeah.
But, you know, everybody has to play ball and everybody has to try to make it work. So, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't see it ever happening, but my god, it would be cool.
I mean, hell, if they just made like a Capcom style fighter and threw the Mortal Kombat characters in there with their special moves, I think a lot of people would be happy. I mean, some people would be pissed, but I think, you know, to see Mortal Kombat characters in like the Street Fighter 6 art style would be really interesting.
Well, it's funny to me because like I always remember like one of those like long forgotten like games that never came out. Like because we had a Street Fighter.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but we didn't get Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Yeah, which was supposed to be like the Tekken styled game, and I was
I
that
think
would have been a weird time.
I think why it didn't happen was Street Fighter Cross Tekken didn't do super well because it was in that era where fighting games were not popular.
It was also during Capcom's infamous era.
Yeah, like it just everything didn't line up, unfortunately. And it's a shame we didn't get it because I like playing Tekken a little bit more than Street Fighter, so I think I would have preferred that game. But
I prefer Tekken, in all honesty.
I mean, Soul Calibur all day, but
yeah, I mean that's a good one too. I mean, I love Virtual Fighter, and Tekken was very much a offshoot of Virtual Fighter. So.
Oh yeah. Virtua Fighter 6. I'm so excited for Virtua Fighter 6. But yeah, things are weird right now. Oh yeah, I saw that this was funny. A Concord developer's commemorative release plate is being auctioned at a Goodwill store. Did you see this?
No, I keep forgetting that game ever existed.
Yeah, so the commemorative plate for it, which has like the box art, a disc on it, and the name on it is Chelsea Grace, founding free gunner, North Star Crew Worldwide, Concord launch, August 23rd, 2024. Has it really been that long? Yeah, like the plate showed up on fucking Goodwill, and everybody posted about it, and I believe it was up to like over $2,500. I don't even know if the listing's still up. I have a feeling it's probably gone by now. Let me check. Oh, it's been removed. So I don't know. Oh, the auction may have ended. Yeah, when did it end? Okay, it was a couple days ago. Man, I'm sure. Why would somebody pay that much money for that? Probably just because it would be cute to have. Like,
that's one of those things where like you buy it for the meme, and then you like a year later you're like, why did I buy this?
It is something that if for some reason I got my hands on it, I would put it in the background. It would be back there somewhere so y'all can see it. It's like hanging up a dead corpse. Oh, that's funny to me. Very, very funny to me.
Yeah.
So did we talk about the Persona 4 stuff last week?
No, because I think it happened shortly after we were.
Okay. So basically, the rumor of a Persona 4 remake has been going around for a while, which I always found kind of strange considering like Persona 3 Reload was not that long ago. We still don't know anything about Persona 6, and also Atlas at the same time pulled out a new fucking IP in Metaphor. So it's like, I guess they've been expanding. I guess Sega's been giving them a lot of money to expand. So the Persona 4 remake became a thing. And now apparently it's confirmed, not by one, but two goddamn voice actors. So the first one,
technically, we got to technically state allegedly because it hasn't technically been confirmed. It's just one of those.
Yeah, but things. I mean, why would they say? Why would they say? But Bill, you take the lead. This is your game.
Well, pretty much the bombshell dropped with Yuri Lowenthal basically stating that he wasn't asked back to voice Yosuke. Keep in mind, Yuri Lowenthal is one of the few actors who's been there since the beginning and has not been recast or anything. And he's also one of the most prolific VAs in anime and like video games right now. Like just in general, like the thing that makes his post interesting is the fact that he makes the comment that he begged Atlas and Sega to come back.
I saw that.
Which to me, because a lot of people point out this doesn't confirm anything. This could just mean that there is no remake happening, and that's why he hasn't been asked back. But the fact that he says that is what's leading to a lot of people wondering.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize, I completely forgot the last time he did the role was when Persona 4 Dancing All Night came out back in 2016-ish, 2015-ish. Like it was a while ago. But we had that announcement, and then like a day later, Erin Fitzgerald, the second voice of EA, the one that most people know from the anime onward, she also confirmed that she was not brought back, and it's been leading to a whole bunch of basically a whole bunch of like discourse within the fandom. which a lot of people
Yeah.
have pointed out that they recast the entire 3 cast for the 3 remake as
Yeah,
well.
I was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
And then this one didn't make as big a splash because Amanda Winley is very blunt in all of her posts, but she basically said, since several people have asked me, no, I wasn't asked to voice Yukiko in the P4 remake, and that she left it there in between a tweet that says "screw everything, I'm going to Disneyland," and then something about Nazis. So very, very, very Amanda Winley. Um,
Hell yeah, she's great.
she is.
She's better in the character.
Anyways, I will say I found out about the Amanda Winley thing because Alex sent me a reel of her tweet and then just the Yukiko going, "What?" comment, which was great. Um,
I mean, it's funny, yeah, all this is popping up because, yeah, like if they're not part of it, then they're probably comfortable saying that they're, not a part of it, right? Because they weren't asked back. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if, if the guy Yuri like said to him, like, hey, I'd really like to play Yosuke again. I fucking love him. And then they're just like, no, we're not doing that because of whatever, right?
the theory going around now has been that because of all the SAG strikes and stuff going on, that's causing issues. But the reason I'm wondering is because if even Amanda Winley hasn't been asked back, and I don't know if she probably is SAG, but like she's been like kind of she only does like really obscure stuff in video games mostly. So that's why I wonder if it's even a SAG thing at this point, or maybe Alice is just being cheap and hiring cheaper talent.
I mean, it's possible. Like, was there a reason they didn't rehire all the Persona 3 voice actors?
To be honest, it's weird because nobody really made a fuss about that as much.
Well, I think it's because Persona 4, not to discount 3, but I think 4 is the more popular game. And like you play that game as I have, and it has like such a recognizable cast. I still haven't played
Four,
through. I haven't played through yet. Okay, so don't fucking come for me.
four is what is also just notable for its voice cast. Like it's been
Oh yeah.
it had an amazing dub back then, and it still has an amazing dub now. So
Oh yeah. Like it's very impressive. And so I mean,
so I wonder.
maybe it's just like Atlas. Yeah, it could be a SAG thing. It could be they just want to go somewhere different with it. Maybe it's a case of with the remake, they have to redo all the dialogue and probably add more dialogues. They're going to probably do newer shit to it as well. And maybe they just see that all these voice actors now are more notable and are going to ask for more money and they don't want to pay them the more money. And it might not even be like a SAG thing. It's probably just that like they're going to ask for more money coming back because they have leverage where it's like, oh, people know this character is, this voice actor is this character, you know?
So this doesn't mean anything, but Johnny Young Bosch has not posted anything on this. So
I did see somebody say like, watch them they get Troy Baker back, but
know, right?
nobody else. And I'd be like, he'd be the most expensive one.
They bring back Troy Baker and she is original voice actor. Just like the most
please.
random
I
shit.
Yeah, and I've heard Chie's original voice, and I'm like, no, I don't like it. It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't
Something
fit
about
the
it feels
character.
wrong. It just doesn't. No. So, and then it's like with the remake, are they just gonna have newer voice actors just imitating? Like, are they just gonna get somebody to do an Amanda Winley impersonation? And it's like, what the fuck's the point? But we'll find out. We'll find out. I mean, who knows? This could all be distraction. This could all just be them saying, "Oh no, I wasn't a part of it," and then we get the trailer and they're all there, and they're like, "Oh, psych, we were there the whole time." They could just be fucking with us.
Oh,
That's happened. It's happened before where somebody said, "Oh, I'm not doing this thing," and then it turns out they were doing it. And it's like,
I got
like,
really
what the fuck?
I got really horrified there for a minute. I looked up Matt Mercer just to see if he's posted anything, and I clicked on a completely different account that was like similarly named, not because it was blue check mark, and it was like all this like eat lunch, and I was like, oh no, and then I'm like, oh wait, no,
no.
I'm like, this isn't him, this isn't him. I was like, this is some rando.
I don't think they'd get Matt Mercer to do that. I really don't.
I looked out, I was like, no, and then I looked, I'm like, oh, it's not him. Okay. Wrong guy.
But I found that Amanda Winley post, and like the first comment was somebody about some political thing that she said. And and she commented under it saying, "Once again, this is how grown-ups discuss politics, you ignorant fetus. One day when you're much more mature, you'll understand that.
Oh,
Until
she
I'm
is a
begging
fucking
you, please
savage.
stay in school." Oh,
She
I
is a
know.
she is a
She is
fucking
she
savage.
is a sassy bitch, and I fucking love it.
I just love that post that's like, fuck everything, I'm going to Disneyland. It's like, okay.
I don't blame her.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big
Uh,
Disney guy, but that's still funny.
no, yeah, she can do her thing, and I respect that. So
Yeah, but yeah, Persona 4 recast.
yeah, I'm
If a
not.
remake
I don't.
happens,
A remake is gonna happen, but like I don't think them recasting is gonna hurt. I think it just depends on the direction they go in. But I mean, we'll see what they do. I would just prefer them get everybody back because it's
yeah,
like they're all so fucking good. They all do such a great job in that game. I mean, listen to our 3D own, you can hear all about it.
yeah.
Like it would feel weird to me, but
I
you
will
know,
say, judging by everything I've seen, the response has been very negative. So we'll have to see
yeah, yeah, we'll
what
see.
goes forward.
I mean, what I mean, with all this happening, there's very much a possibility it gets announced over the Summer Game Fest week.
Hmm.
This whole like it could be at the main show, it could be at the PlayStation show, it could be at the Xbox show. You know, it could show up. I think at one of those three. Um, so we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. And then we'll trust me, we'll talk about it. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. Let's see what else is going on. So EA canceled a Black Panther game I forgot existed.
I didn't even know it existed. So that's
Apparently they announced it like I think somebody said like 2021 or something like that. Like they announced that it was happening, but I completely forgot. But yeah, EA just went ahead and canceled it and shut down the team that was working on it called Cliffhanger Games. Apparently somebody on the dev team like leaked some concept art from it. So
yeah. Somebody from Monolith also leaked the Wonder Woman game stuff. So
oh,
that's
nice, nice. I should look into that.
which
Just
makes me
'cause
sad because I was actually interested in that one. Not saying it would have been good, but like just a female superhero game that's just not something that happens. Other than that Catwoman game, which yeah, that's a
yeah, we
thing.
don't talk about that. Yeah, it would have been interesting to see what would happen with this game. I know that like one of the issues apparently with the Wonder Woman game was the Nemesis system wasn't really um coming together in that game, at least from what I had heard. So
I think a
the,
lot of it too is Wonder Woman is just is hard. It is a very hard
yeah, it's
character to
hard to
get
make a
right.
game about. I'm sure you could do it right, but like
I mean, she's a difficult character to write in general. So like,
yeah, yeah, and then especially with everything going on in the culture right now, I don't know if doing a Wonder Woman game would go over well or not. Um,
I don't know because she is still massively popular. She's just very
yeah,
write well, I should say.
maybe because she's more of a legacy character that she could get away with it because a lot of people would be mad at her being like essentially like a girl boss when it's like yeah because she's always kind of been like that's
She
kind of her.
always she always
It,
has been.
exactly. Like I feel like there have been a lot of discourse around that game, but we'll never know. We're not living in that timeline, so
Yeah.
who knows? But yeah, shame to see another game like that just kind of go up in smoke. That Rise of Hydra game I think got delayed for next year, the Amy Hennig thing. So and that
Yeah.
has Black Panther in it as well. So who knows? Maybe something will appear. Two more things before we're done. Apple acquired a game dev. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, the team's called RAC7, Rack 7. I don't know. It's all capitalized. They're a two-person developer. And they made the game Sneaky Sasquatch, which was released on Apple Arcade in 2019. And apparently was a big hit for Apple Arcade.
Hmm.
Did really well. I mean, I'm not in the Apple Arcade ecosystem, so I'm not aware of this stuff. But I guess it did so well, Apple just decided to fucking acquire them.
Sure.
Sure, yeah. But Apple has said this doesn't signal the beginning of a new gaming strategy. It just said they'll also continue to work with third-party studios. I mean, I thought I heard the other day that they're like thinking of like redoing their entire Apple Arcade structure, like they're rethinking it. my guess is they've probably seen that Apple Arcade has been very, very successful for them, and they've had quite a bit of exclusive content for it that's also done really well. So maybe they're starting to put a little bit more focus on it. Like I don't see them entering the console space again.
Oh,
No, that ship kind of fucking sailed.
that, when that is still a black mark on Apple's legacy, according to them. So
Oh yeah. Though I could see if if it was well priced, if they sold like a little like set top box thingy that you could plug into your TV and play Apple Arcade stuff with, like a controller, I'd probably buy one. Just at
as
it
long
like you buy it and say it comes with like a free year of Apple Arcade, and then you can just like see all the games that they have there, and just kind of fuck around with it. Just plug in like a Bluetooth controller or whatever. I would buy one of those
if they
because I'd be curious to
competitively
it.
if they competitively price it, because my only concern is we end up getting another Ouya
Oh yeah, the
situation.
app. I think if Apple released like an Apple Arcade box or whatever, an Apple Arcade machine, that'd be cute, wouldn't it? And say it was like a little set top box. It came with like a free year subscription. You had to bring in a separate controller, but it was like maybe like $100. I think people would buy it. I'm like, and especially for Apple, that's like they're not known for cheap pricing things. So doing something like affordable that way, I think would be a solid move for them. You
Mm.
know, just though I would like to see if they tried to make a game controller, what that would look like.
Bring back the
Um,
Pippin controller, damn it.
yeah, call Bandai. Maybe they're not busy doing anything.
They're
Be
not
like, hey
making
guys,
Tails
you remember
games.
that? And then Bandai's like, no, we don't remember that.
They're definitely not making Tails games, that's for sure. Anyways, um,
Watch this weekend we get a
I know,
Tales
right?
announcement. Watch we get Tales of the Abyss remastered. Watch it get announced, and then I will hear you and Chris get very happy from right
Yeah,
here.
and Beth,
Oh
the
yeah,
Tales
yeah.
of the Abyss fandom.
I imagine all three of your notifications are gonna blow up when that gets announced. They're gonna be like, guys, they did
Probably,
it. And then I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll fucking play it, you weirdos. Let's see what the
yeah.
big deal is. So
Uh,
what one more thing before we get to the game today. Um, just something I thought was really cute because it's related to Expedition 33 because I've been playing it. It is now at 3.3 million sales, and it got there in 33 days.
that's fun.
That is really cute, and they're like, yeah, we can't make that up. The fact that that happened is amazing. So
Hmm.
yeah, it took them
Um,
33 days to sell 3.3 million copies, and that's really cute. So
hmm.
good on them. Good on them. I might buy a physical of this just to support them.
Yeah.
So
There was one other quick thing. We have new Nintendo music over on the
that
app.
we do, and it's Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes, they also released Splatoon. Apparently, we never mentioned that.
Which Splatoon?
The first one.
I don't even remember that.
I didn't either because I remember there was all well. It's the first original Wii U game because all the other ones were just stuff that was in
That's
other
true.
spots.
That is true. That is so weird that Splatoon started on the Wii U.
Yeah, it was like the first one of the last really big hurrahs for that system before they gave up and made the Switch.
Yeah, one of the few games actually like worth buying a Wii U for, and now you can't even play it online. So
At least you can still play it though.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, that and yeah, Tears of the Kingdom.
That's bizarre that they all three Splatoons are on this app. That's funny.
That's our first complete series on here. This fucking
Yeah.
Splatoon.
Um,
It's fine. I give Splatoon a lot of crap just because it's easy to do, but like credit to the people at Nintendo, like the younger devs who are able to actually like get a new IP through the door and actually get like the company behind it and make it one of their more kind of notable pillars that's like done really well. A game that is modern in its presentation and modern in its like game design, like being primarily an online focused shooter like on a Nintendo console, and for it to become a mainstay franchise for them, I think is very impressive.
hmm.
So kudos to them for like sticking by it. So
Yeah.
but I'm still surprised they even bothered with Splatoon 3 so early. Because it was
Yeah.
like Splatoon 2 was such a big a hit that they could have, waited to save Splatoon 3 for the Switch 2, which I think a lot of people thought they were going to do anyways, and maybe have done like a side game or something based on like those two singing twins or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Maybe that is the next Splatoon thing they have
Hmm.
in the books. Is like, oh, they're going to do some like side spin-off game. I don't know.
Yeah. I have
But
to
yeah,
wait and see.
good on them. You know, I know people who love Splatoon. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I played it
Just
when
does
it first
it
came
doesn't
out.
it doesn't excite me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big multiplayer shooter guy as it is.
That's fair.
Splatoon, to me, the problem with Splatoon is I swear to God, people still don't know how to fucking play that game sometimes.
That's fair. I mean, it's probably a lot of kids playing that game.
Yeah. Well, I swear, like the last time I played, like the match, like half the people were actually, like painting the area like you're supposed to, and the other half were just shooting each other. I'm like, what are you guys
Yeah.
doing?
I mean,
All right.
that's your first instinct in a shooter is just shoot everybody. So.
True. It's just
Yeah.
it's so funny to watch. You're like, all right, sure.
Yeah. But yeah.
But
Shout out to Jelly for making me an Overwatch person. I hope you're fucking happy. We've been playing
Nice.
Overwatch and it's fun.
Nice. But yeah, so moving on to our game for this episode.
It was very heavy in news because well,
Yeah.
the adventures of Captain J. It's the legend of the sky, but you're in space. Action-packed arcade gameplay, new original soundtrack, 10 mind-blowing game levels. Join Captain J to help save his family. So it says
Which
on the back.
I have to mention he mentions his family there.
My family. Was this Fast and the Furious?
I don't have friends, I have family.
Oh,
so-
on the disc it has his like dog tag. And it
That
says
is
handsome and
cute.
brave, piercing blue eyes. Though they should have aligned it a little bit to where the chain like goes through like the whole like in the disc, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's been a few of those like where they make the disc art like they account for the whole, which is nice.
So one fun thing about this game is it comes with a little comic like prelude that explains the story because there ain't much in this game.
I do have
And,
one question. Do you think this guy is a real guy or is this an AI guy?
I don't know. It is very. I don't know.
Because when it's a still image, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, it does look AI-ish, but at the same time, he
It
looks
could
kind
be
of real.
it could be a real guy that they threw in an AI filter.
That's possible.
Because I don't know, just something about like his picture, Mr. Captain Jerkoff here. Like, there's just something that looks kind of funky about it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Interestingly, this comes with a little comic though prelude, and he mentions saving his family, and it's his 5 daughters. And holy shit, this guy fucks. like, holy shit.
I mean, hey, maybe I was right with Captain Jerkoff. It's just he's jerking off somewhere else, somewhere other than his hand. So yeah,
he has a wife. She's there.
Good for him.
Somewhere.
The year is 2085. The Legend of the Sky. A hero haunted by loss. World of Games presents The Adventures of Captain J. Why are they saying the sky? You're in fucking space. That's not the sky. God damn it.
You know,
though I love that. Yeah, you look at his 5 daughters and they all like maybe 2 of them actually look like the parents.
Yeah,
like how do you get 2 like dark brown, black haired daughters, a blonde daughter and a redheaded daughter when like you have brown hair and your wife has brown hair? Like, what's going on here? Do you adopt a couple of those? Or did you get cucked, my man? Captain Jerkoff in the corner. Captain Cuck Chair.
Maybe he's a good dude who adopted. You never know.
You're trying to be nice about it.
You never know. This is called whoever either. So I have 2 theories. Either this comic was generated by AI, or
I get the sense this comic was actually made by somebody. It looks like it was actually drawn.
My other theory is that the person who drew this has no fucking idea how genetics work.
No, well, at the front where they have the special thanks, they do credit somebody for the comic design, Mr. John Pruitt.
Okay.
Or Joe Pruitt, I'm sorry. So my guess is, yeah, they had somebody actually draw it. But yeah, it looks very like, I don't want to say Rob Liefeld, but it has that sort of like 90s comic vibe that you're aware of where they're like, yeah, like the human anatomy is just like not really what they're looking for.
As they say when looking at Rob Liefeld work, spines don't work that way.
They do
Um,
not work that way, no. So
so I do want to say right off the bat before we get into this game, it is really cool that we're still getting 3DO games, and I have nothing against the developer or World of Games. I just want to
I'll say
preface that
the
before we.
the developer is named Almond Tree Games. I don't think I found anything about them when I
I
looked them up.
I could not find anything on them. I got like a bunch. I got these like arbor companies, like nature companies.
Like going to Twitter, there's an almond. Oh, it's Almond Games, not Almond Tree. Fuck. Because there's
Yeah,
like Almond Games, which they do like a bunch of like board games. Shout out to them, I guess. But yeah,
yeah,
like I type in Almond Tree Games, and the only thing I get is just like World of Games talking about like, oh, a new game from this person. Like at least with BioFury, we were able to find out something about Retro Love Letter. Here, it's like
yeah.
I can't find a goddamn thing
I
about
looked on YouTube
Almond
too
Tree
and could
Games.
not find
All it
anything.
says is a new indie development from Almond Tree Games, and it's like I believe that.
Yeah. One other thing too, I noticed when I was right off the bat, I do want to say the presentation. One thing I love about World of Games, like presentation wise, like this is really high quality. Like they
Oh
put
yeah,
effort into this.
the jewel case is nice. The manual's like a nice card stock, not too thick, not too thin. You know, the ink looks good, like no washed out colors or anything.
Printed disc, which is really nice.
Yeah, nice printed disc. Everything's pressed on there. No CDRs. My
Well,
disc looks a little dirty, but I think I played it a little bit more than you. But
So one thing I want to point out that I found interesting, speaking of CDRs, at the back of the World of Games manual, there is a little diagram that shows because they make CDI games as well, which is really funny.
yeah,
But they've got Biofury and Captain J, but then over to the side, they have Plumbers Don't Wear Ties in D. That makes me wonder, like, did they acquire the rights or are they working with Limited Run?
well, because when I've looked up World of Games, I've seen like the 3DO re-release of D be shown,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think if they had a hand in that or not. Plumbers, I mean, I do have that 3DO re-release of Plumbers. Hold on, let me go grab it real quick.
Yeah. Because just looking close there, it is very vividly listed in the corner. D and Plumbers Don't Wear Ties is up there. So
Yeah. So here's this guy. I made a whole YouTube video about him. Limited run, limited run. Hold on. God, I hate holding this thing because it's so lopsided. Because the disc is right here, like the CD jewel case, but then there's nothing down here.
yeah,
So
that's
it's
3DO
all
box.
lopsided and weird. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
World of Games right there. I mean, to be fair, the jewel case is fairly nice quality.
Maybe they saw the negative reception for the D one and they came in and helped out. I don't know.
I mean, that's weird to me that limited run would feel the need to work with another publisher on this when you would assume they'd have the money to do it themselves.
I don't know.
Another sussy thing about limited run, huh?
Yeah. That being said, though,
A lot of people like to defend limited run, and I get that. Like, I think as a concept, they're really good, but a lot of their business practices have always kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
another interesting thing too is on the back of this case. It says 3DO and 3DO logos are trademarks of the 3DO company, which is a defunct company. That's interesting.
Though, doesn't Trip Hawkins own the 3DO name and license?
I don't know if he still does or not. To be honest,
Because my thing is, they must have. Well, or did Limited Run buy it? Because for a while they were like selling like 3DO branded merchandise on their store, like officially branded. And I'm like, did they like acquire the rights? I'm not quite sure.
I
And
don't
on
know.
here they had the same thing as BioFury, the whole like $1,000 key thing.
Yeah, I
And you
still
go to
don't.
their is this I've been to their website and I don't even think they showed anything about the fucking key.
I don't know. I did see they also made a Dreamcast game, which is interesting.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, yeah, a lot of people still make Dreamcast games.
But yeah, before we get into the review of the game, I just want to preface nothing against World of Games. I really appreciate what they're doing, and I kind of like their
Man, you're being real nice, aren't you?
well, because it's not their fault. They didn't make it. They just published it. Um, and we don't know who Almond Tree is, so
I mean, you go to their website and there's a lot of stuff at the top about Captain J. They're like, "Oh, listen to the theme song on SoundCloud. Here's like we made an ad in like Old School Gamer magazine that's like a retro ad." And I'm like, "What the fuck is this? Never even
they
heard
got
of that before."
they got John Hancock to review it. I still haven't watched that review, so I'm curious what he says.
He got a limited edition long box of it.
Hmm.
They made 300 of them, and I think he has like number 4 or something like that. So
Nice.
yeah,
Uh,
Well,
s-
yeah. I mean, it feels like we're at a point where it's like World of Games is like just starting out. Like they're still fairly new, but they're like trying to make a bit of a splash. You know what I mean?
they're trying something different, which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm perfectly fine with it. They've done, as we said, some CDI stuff. They did a Dreamcast game. I don't know how they got the rights to Felix the Cat, but I don't know
Yeah,
who owns the rights to Felix the Cat.
I wonder if he's public domain now.
I think he is. Because like, hold on, who fucking made Felix the Cat? He was created in 1919 in the silent era. There's a good chance he's public domain. Though we haven't seen the slasher film with him yet, so
Yeah, give it time. Give it time.
give it time. Give it time. I'm looking on his Wikipedia page and it doesn't say anything about like, oh, he's owned by like this studio or whatever.
It
Let's
might.
see. Early versions entered the public domain in 1994. However, the character's name still remains trademarked. In 2014, Don Orleo sold the trademark and remaining copyrights to the character to DreamWorks Animation, which is now part of Comcast NBC Universal's distribution via Universal Pictures.
Huh.
There you go.
Interesting. Well, that being said, we should probably move on to the game itself.
Oh yeah. It's a piece of fucking trash and it shouldn't exist.
It's rough to be nice.
Okay,
It is.
I'm being harsh, but Almond Tree Games, if you are listening, you messed up, son. You done goofed.
Yeah.
I put like maybe 2 hours total into this thing. Like I really tried. I tried, man, but like it just doesn't work.
So the game itself, gameplay wise, is a Tempest clone. Um,
It's trying to be Tempest, but
yeah,
like literally when I was done playing this, I booted up Tempest 2000, the Jaguar version, on my computer and played that, and I was like, "This is how you fucking do
yeah.
it."
Um,
I played that for like 30 minutes, and it was so much better. Better
so,
music too. I love the soundtrack of Tempest 2000.
oh yeah, Tempest 2000 by far.
Oh.
This game has one kind of catchy power metal song for its opening. The rest,
And
of
then
the
and then like there's like a song at the first level, but then it
and
like
then
kind of goes away, and
yeah,
then the further you get into the game, another song doesn't pop up. It doesn't start the same song again. Like I got to level 3 and the music never comes back ever.
yeah.
And unless it gets later, but like, we'll get to that.
So I had somebody ask me, like when I was talking about it, they're like, "Oh, what's the game kind of like?" I'm like, "It's a Tempest clone." They're like, "Oh, is it like Tempest 2000?" I'm like, "Not quite." Um,
I think it was an influence on it because the further you get into the game, the boards just get a little bit more like funky in their shapes, and it's
yeah,
very much a Tempest thing. But it's trying to differentiate itself from Tempest by instead of like locking you to each lane as you shift from them, you can just kind of slide around and scoot around.
which
You
is a
know,
bit of a problem when you start playing.
yes, because I think it
It's-
makes the like trying to like it makes dodging obstacles perfectly fine, but when you're trying to like actually shoot things to gain power-ups or whatever, it really makes it more of a chore.
it also makes it very easy to miss when you fire. Um,
Yes. I found a weird way to exploit that, but I'll get to that in a second.
so in the game, there are a few different obstacles. Like there are brown asteroids, which can be destroyed, and
Mhm.
gray asteroids, which cannot, which took me a bit to realize I'm playing.
Unless you use like each level you have that, I think it's called the Felton bomb or Felton
It-
bomb or whatever, that will blow
it's
them up.
yeah, it's basically the super zapper from Tempest.
Yeah, basically. And you can only use it once a level, which I think is fine.
Yeah. Um, then there's also like general wildfires, solo fighter ships, and interceptor ships, which are kind of like the enemies that will come at you.
Yeah, yeah.
They fire missiles, and then there's power blocks, which give you power ups similar to Tempest. But God, good luck collecting them because I swear to God, I miss them every time.
So yeah, how you get the power blocks is you have to destroy one of the ships, right?
Yes.
And the problem I was running into was every time the ships would appear on screen, they would instantly be firing a missile.
Hmm.
And you can blow up the missile, but the way the shooting is combined with like the slidey movement, it can make it really hard to sort of like line up the shot and get it right. Because there'd be so many times I would like shoot it and blow it up, and then I would try the same thing the next time and it would blow me up.
Yeah.
And like the sort of the hit detection and what it counts as like you did it or you didn't do it feels very loose and almost like it's making it up as it goes along some of the time. Because
Yeah.
the little exploit I'm talking about is because you can slide, because you have like your two shots, right? But they're shooting
Mhm.
kind of like near the edge of the lane. But what I discovered was if you slide over a little bit, one of your shots can be direct center. And even though it's not the two shots, for some reason that one in the center seems to be more accurate. And so a lot of times what I would do is I would be like kind of on that side and I would know the ship was coming in because each level has a predetermined route of enemies. Like
Yes.
it doesn't randomize it at all. It's planning. So the longer you play it, you can kind of learn it a little bit. What I would do is I would go this like sit in the center, whatever, try to shoot it, and then if I could, I would scoot over if it missed, and then try to scoot back in and get the power up. And it worked 50% of the time. The other 50% of the
Yeah.
time it didn't work, but it was better than what I was doing before, which was just trying to line it up in the center because even though you have the two shots, it feels like you're worse at it compared to like just doing that one in the center, which is really weird to me.
Yeah. It's just it's so imprecise and just annoying.
Yeah.
Um, Also, this game has a live system similar to Tempest, but like those lives will go away in like 5 seconds, and you will game over. You'll see the game over screen a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
because the power-ups work a lot like I know it's a weird comparison, but like say like Sonic's rings, where you have like your power meter on the bottom, and each P can like I managed to get the whole thing upgraded to like I think it's like six of them or whatever, right? And all it does is it makes your shots faster. So like by the end, you have like a really nice rapid fire shot, which is pretty good actually. And at that point, you can kind of sit in the center of the lane and just pick things off like crazy. But the problem is, no matter what level you're at, if something hits you, it's gone completely.
yep.
You don't die, you just take a hit, which is nice to a degree, but it's I found so many runs of this game I would just like damage boost essentially to where I would get one, maybe two, and then I would just keep doing my thing and then it would fuck up. So I would just take a hit. But you do have an invincibility little periods. So when you
Mm,
get hit, so you can kind of use that to sort of move around or kind of like take some pot shots when not needed, or pot shots that you wouldn't normally need to take. Um, but it just it's weird. It feels like I'm playing the game in a way they don't want me to play the game. You know,
yeah.
like having to do all this weird kind of like half-assed shit and like damage boosting and all. It feels like I'm doing like a speed run rather than actually just like
Yeah.
playing a game. Because with Tempest, yeah, you kind of like you're locked down to a grid, but like, and you see the enemies coming, but you have like a really super fast shot, and the enemies go down pretty quickly, and you gain extra power ups as you go. And yeah, you'll die on one hit, but like the progression and the way that game flows is so much smoother and just feels so much better than this.
Tempest, if you're good enough, you can literally just hold left and just like fly around the circle and just keep shooting things, and you'll probably be
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah, you can do that. Or you can just like kind of lock on and try to find people, like there's different ways to play Tempest.
I've
But I
always
feel
said in Tempest, you're more likely to get killed by one of the spikes than you are the actual enemies.
yeah, that's true. Um and I see what they're going for with a Tempest type of a clone, but I just think like your defense, your weapon is just so weak and puny that even when you max it out, it feels like that's just what it should be,
Like,
or even say like level 4 maybe.
yeah, like to me, the thing that kind of like the way I kind of saw it was it's like they had the general idea of what Tempest was. They just kind of forgot what made Tempest fun.
Yeah, like this game is very, very frustrating. Like it's
Y-
more frustrating than it is fun. Like it's almost like the Dark Souls of Tempest clones. It is like ridiculously hard because of all of this weird stuff with like all these different obstacles, and it just feels like you're barely ever given a chance to like properly defend yourself, and you will game over so many times before you finally figure something out and are kind of able to squeak by. Like I got to the point where I was like consistently knocking out level 1, but that
mhm.
took like a long time. And then level 2, you did level 2. It's like that U shape, right?
Yeah.
And that U shape is really where like the really bad hit detection comes into play, because you'll have like the two center lanes and then the two lanes up here, and I'd be sitting in one of these like center, like one of the bottom lanes,
Mhm.
and because I would be slightly over, like one of the gray asteroids coming from this side would hit me and it would count as a hit. But because despite the like geometry and all that, to me it didn't really make any sense. So there was that. um and I was able to squeak to level 3. I actually saw level 3. It's a V, a pretty long V. There's like 4 levels on each side, and then they dip in the middle. And I made it probably almost near the end. That's when I first saw like the interceptor ships. That's where you see them for the first time. And I think I took out one of them, but by that point, I think I had maybe one life left, and I tried my best to get by, and then I just died, and then it was game over.
It's this game is very like it brings you down whenever you lose because you're just like, ugh.
Because the problem is there is no there's no difficulty selector, there's no password system, there's no level select, there's no checkpoints, there is nothing. And like I like some of the promo screenshots I saw of the main menu, there was like a play and an options. And then when I was playing this, I was like, yeah, where the fuck are the options? There are no options. It just says
Yeah.
press to start. You can press like you can press P or A or whatever, because all you have is A to shoot your normal gun, B to drop the bomb, which just takes out everything on the screen, which is helpful to get your first P, and then you
Mm.
can and then it'll help like create that chain, that damage boost chain to sneak your way out. Um, but like, and that's it. There's nothing else. There's no other forms of attack. There's just nothing. It just comes off as like a really bad shmup
Yeah,
more than
it's
like a Tempest game.
yeah. Also, interesting thing, I was looking at the manual. They have the 3DO there, like explaining how to put the disc in, and they have the Panasonic logo there. I'm not sure they can do that. I'm just gonna throw that out
I don't
there.
think Panasonic gives a shit.
They probably don't, but I'm just
I,
kind of
I, I'm sure if we showcase this to them, they would just go, "Oh, okay."
they just feel like, huh?
It'd be funny you do that. Then the person responding to the email is, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
Be
Uh,
like, be like, could you imagine somebody at like customer support or whatever at Panasonic is just saying, "Guys, what's a 3DO?" And then like one dude jumps out of his cubicle and he's like, "Holy shit, I haven't heard that name in forever."
it's like that's a mistake we don't talk about here.
No, he's like, "No, I fucking love that thing." He probably listens to this podcast.
I know, right?
That's funny. Yeah, it's just there's an idea here. Like, there's definitely something. I feel like it got caught between being a Tempest clone and just like a standard shoot 'em up, and it
I
didn't. And
think
it kind of wants to be a little bit of both, but it doesn't do either one of them really well.
I think this game's biggest problem is it really wanted to be unique. And I
Yeah,
think in trying to be unique, it made it a worse game for it.
they forgot to make it good.
Yeah, because the
I mean,
whole
say what you will about Biofury, like it's very derivative and all that, but I mean, I was able to beat Biofury. I saw the thing to the end, And despite it being derivative, it was of something that was already good to begin with. And they just kind of made a bunch of new levels and a different couple weapons and all that stuff, but it still felt like Wolfenstein or Doom. And it was like, I love those games. And so playing this fit right in, and I had a great time with it, you know? Like,
BioFury is
sure, it wasn't the most original thing in the world, but it was fun. And
yeah.
you don't have to be unique and original. You just have to be good, man.
See,
Like
BioFury's
New Super Lucky's Tale. Like New Super Lucky's Tale is a very derivative 3D platformer. It's not doing anything really that standoutish or new, but it was fucking fun as hell to play, and that matters to me more than anything else.
yeah. Like to me, like the thing about BioFury, like that made it stand out was it was a solid game overall. Like, I mean, it's a Wolfenstein clone, like through and through. But it was the fact that the engine was just super polished and it was like super well made, and there was potential for like something more.
Yeah,
This game, the engine's fine. I mean, it functions, but like it's
yeah,
not
it
like
runs.
particularly special by any means.
Yeah,
It's honestly just a very basic shmup engine.
yeah. Like the graphics are incredibly bland. They almost look kind of the backgrounds look kind of washed out almost, and like the little level layouts they have for you take up like maybe 1/5 of the screen. So there's a lot of screen real estate where nothing is happening.
Yeah,
They have like the score in the top and the lives and the power. Like they didn't really use all of the screen's real estate. And that really could have helped, especially with like the field of view, because by the time anything really shows up, it's like so close to you, you can barely do anything to it. And that's why you end up dying so much. And if anyone's going to say, like, oh, well, this is like meant to be like an arcade game, it's supposed to be difficult. It's like, yeah, but those games still let you like continue. It's not
yeah.
like most arcade games, it's not like, oh, you die 3 times. Oh, that's it, fucker. They make you like pay like a quarter or whatever to continue, but they still let you fucking continue, right?
Mhm.
Like this game doesn't that's what pissed me off the most was that as far as I can tell, there's no way to like save your progress or checkpoint or anything. So you replay level 1 so many fucking times. And like I don't know how you get to level 10 unless you just know everything in the game,
You've
you
mastered it.
know?
That's like
Yeah,
my
and let's be honest, who's gonna master this game?
I know, especially considering like how many diehard 3DO fans are there out there that are gonna buy this?
Yeah, like I'm curious to how many copies this thing sold. Maybe in the triple digits, maybe, but like I just I don't know. I feel like this was just a very misguided attempt at something. Like it wouldn't surprise me if this was Almond Tree's first game.
That's my
Wouldn't
theory.
surprise me at all.
And
In
I
fact,
feel
let me
like
look them up on Moby Games, see if there's anything there.
I already checked. I could not find them.
Oh, they don't even have a Moby Games page.
I could not find it. Hell, this game's not even on Game Eye yet. So
Yeah, we should put it on Game Eye.
honestly, I was thinking about it because you can add games to Game Eye.
Yeah, somebody has to do it, right?
Yeah. I think honestly they put most of their effort into like the presentation of like the comic book and like the little
Yeah,
background.
yeah. Like all that stuff's really quirky and cute.
Like I low key kind of love the power metal opening song. Like it's
Uh,
cheesy.
the
It's
one
cheesy
song
as
they did, yeah.
yeah. It's cheesy as fuck and really stupid, but I kind of like
It
it for that
fits. It,
reason.
it it fits like the presentation, because it feels like this is trying like this doesn't know if it's being serious or silly. Like it kind of sits in that weird middle ground, almost like say like a Marvel movie where it kind of does a little bit of both.
Like I
Um
really wish it was kind of like a mind's eye situation where like it plays just over the first like levels.
yeah,
Um because in Tempest 2000, just hearing Mind's Eye play like in the background while you do those like first set of levels is just fucking
that
fun.
song is so fucking good. Like
It
it's
is.
it's a fucking rave, dude. And
It really
and
is.
yeah, they should have just played the power metal tune, yeah, through the whole fucking game. I think that would have, if anything, it would have made it a little bit more interesting. Because when it gets
Mm.
like dead silent, it's like this sucks, man.
I
You
would
know?
love it would have been really dumb and probably expensive, but I would have loved if they just made like a stupid like power metal concept album. They play along to all the levels.
It'd probably be better than what we ended up getting, unfortunately.
Arguably, yeah. I
Yeah,
feel bad
you can
too.
tell this game did not have much of a budget. Like as far as like
No.
the game is concerned, it feels very. It almost is like an alpha where it's like here's like a rough idea of something, but
Mhm.
it just didn't really get enough time in the oven to really develop itself into either being a unique Tempest clone or a unique shmup, like almost what I would want to do is like increase the field of view,
Mm,
like, make everything bigger, like stretch it out to where like the power bar and all that is more closer to the bottom of the screen and it's a little bit wider. And then you can get a better indication of where everything's coming from. Right. Like, I think
yeah,
that would help have bigger sprites as well. Like, not everything be fucking ants. Um, just taking more advantage of the screen real estate, I think, would be a huge improvement on this game.
that too, and I think changed setup so it goes to like the snap per grid thing, just because that just works a lot better.
Yeah, I don't mind the sliding as long as if they maybe crank the difficulty down a little bit,
Difficulty
and
down,
then
maybe speed it up a little because
and then like
it's kind of slow.
and then maybe like every, I don't know, 2 or 3 stages, just fucking save the game. Just give us a goddamn checkpoint, because like, who the hell is gonna make it through all 10 levels of this in 3 lives? Like even if you're really really fucking good, I just don't see that happening unless it like checkpoints you at like the 5th stage halfway through, which is like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I'd be curious to see if anybody like really deep dives into this and lets us know. So
yeah. Because I did look up.
if you do, let us know, because I'd be curious to see like the rest of it.
Mm. Yeah, because I looked into information like reviews and stuff. There's really none because this is pretty new. Like I think 6 months ago is when it came out.
Yeah, the most reviews I've seen is under that John Hancock video.
Video, and I haven't watched it yet because I wanted to wait till later
Yeah.
to 'cause I didn't want to have to. I didn't for some reason that video like I was like, yeah, I think I'll wait on this one.
Yeah. Didn't John Hancock scam a bunch of people?
I don't know, to be honest. I
I, I,
stopped
I
watching him after he retired the first time.
well, I thought I had heard some about like he was trying to like get a game off the ground or whatever and took a bunch of money from people and then just kind of stopped making it. I thought I had heard some about that.
I don't know if that there's so many of these like old YouTube gaming channels that I just don't remember. The most I remember about the last time I followed John Hancock is when he got the Nintendo PlayStation and he was kind of rebuilding it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was something about like a museum.
I remember the museum. I remember it not going anywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was one of the things, but first thing I see is a Smash JT video. I'm like, we're not going here. Fuck that
Nope.
asshole.
Nope.
That guy's an actual piece of shit. At least whatever's going on with, at least with John Hancock, at least he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, no shade to the immortal John Hancock. If by some chance he sees this, no shade, dude. I got nothing against you. Just I heard some weird stuff, so just asking.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some comments under it. One I really liked was everything looks cool until you start to play.
Yeah. Like,
And yeah, like the presentation. I'm like, let's see where this goes. It has the presentation of a fucking Flash game, doesn't it?
kind like if the 3DO did a Flash game, yeah, because it has that 3DO jank look to it, but like not in the charming way, in the more like kind of way.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's cool. I mean, people are like saying like, "Oh, preservation" or whatever. You're like, yeah, it's cool. It got a physical release, but
Hmm.
you know,
I don't regret buying it because
no.
I find this fascinating, and I love the presentation. Like World of Games did a great job.
Like this could definitely be. It'll be great. Like 10 years from now, I imagine like somebody, like say my son or future partner or whatever, is gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" And I pull it out. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that thing. Holy
Yeah.
shit!" And then it becomes a
then-
whole thing.
Yep, and then you immediately go, all right, this one maybe not, but like Biofury, like this, you got to see.
No, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I remember this game sucking. Let's play it." And then we do. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, this still sucks." Yeah.
That being said, though, I don't regret buying this because I want to support World of Games because I want them to make more of this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, like Almond Tree. If you're listening, I was harsh. I know, but I like just work on it. Like don't get discouraged. Okay, I'm not trying to say like stop making games, you piece of shit. No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just like, like the idea. There's something here, but definitely if you like decide to be a shmup or Tempest, like pick one. and then just stick to that. And I think it would be better. And yeah, World of Games, if you're listening, if you responded to my email, you know, send me and Bill early copies of new stuff so we could review it for you. Okay. Because that would be nice. Because yeah, I like what you're doing, and whatever weird 3DO games you're gonna physically publish, we will play and review them on the show. So, just saying, we'll put your logo in here somewhere, maybe above my head. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't even have to pay, you don't have to pay us. You know, you can just give us these games and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give my opinion. I'm not gonna be nice. That killed it dead.
Yeah. I guess going from there,
Biofear was great. Shout out to Retro Love Letter. Nice guy.
Yeah, I still go back to it every now and then. I'm like, this is still cool.
Yeah, I see it. I'm like, that was neat. Yeah, I need to check on his YouTube channel, see what he's doing.
That being said, though, must play. Okay, stay away. I'm not even gonna mince it. This one, I'd say pass.
If you're one of those people who's all about like physical preservation and wants to like support small indie devs, you can buy it. It's like $30. It's like $30, I think.
Yeah, it's super affordable. Like you can go.
It's not a bad price at all for it, and you can probably find it cheaper later.
Yeah, you can go on eBay and go directly to World of Games eBay page, and they have all their games up for sale. Like BioFury is still there, plenty of copies. So like, these games are easy to find and pretty affordable. It's like it's just cool. We're getting new 3DO stuff.
Yeah,
even if not everything's going to be a winner.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's not really a super fantastic game. So, you know, hey, Almond Tree, if you improve this or make something better, please let us know. If you make a new 3DO style game, let us know. Maybe and if you redeem yourself, I'll give you props. I'll give you all the flowers.
Hey, the next game World of Games puts out for 3DO, I'm gonna pick it up because I want to see what they do. I want to see what people can do with this system. Exactly. Even if this one is kind of a stay away.
I mean, I'm down for playing whatever weird homebrew shit ever happens. Like if somebody makes some like weird fucking Metroidvania for the 3DO, like let me know. I'll play the shit out of that. Or I would love. Or somebody makes like a JRPG.
JRPG or like make some platformers. The 3DO.
Yes, we need 3DO platformers. Yeah, make that Felix the Cat whatever bullshit. I know they made a Felix the Cat platformer many years ago. Make a 3DO version of that.
Yeah.
That Felix the Cat game, actually. Not bad. Not a bad game.
But yeah, so unfortunately a bit of a downer, especially because this one we kind of hyped up beforehand.
I mean, I was curious to it, but you know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Shout out to the guy in the Certain Point of View Discord server who alerted me to this game. Let me look up his name real quick. Just give him a shout out because he
I don't even know his name.
He had I should say they because I don't know the gender, but
still applause. I don't know who they are.
Yeah, let's see here. Is it still here? Potentially. Oh, it's probably under gaming deals. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try. But to the person in the Certain Point of View server that shouted this out,
spell it in the chat. I'm going to try it.
It's like Ice Gregor.
Ice Gregor
or Liz Gregor. I'm not sure. I don't want to butcher that. But
Greg.
Shout out to
I'm going to call you Greg.
shout out to them for specifically pinging me and letting me know this was out so I could purchase it.
Yes, thank you.
And so we could do a review. And I hope you're not disappointed in this review because
and World of Games, if you want us to keep doing these for you, please let us know.
Yeah.
You can give us an official endorsement.
I mean, we'll still do it regardless, but
oh yeah, for sure. If you want me to wear a World of Games hat, I'll do
it. Just get a banner in the background.
A little flag, like a little flag on that door behind.
Just hang it from the waifu wall behind me.
Well, you gotta cover it up with something.
That being said, though, once again, guys, thank you for joining us on the 3DO experience. Did we have a game for next week?
Yeah, we're doing. I think we're doing Bust a Move with Aaron.
Is it Bust a Move? Okay.
Yeah.
We playing. All right, so we'll be playing Bust a Move. We'll have a Boss Man Aaron with us.
Yeah, we got to bust a move with the CEO.
Yeah, good times. This Super Pod Network after hours, as they say.
That's for the Patreon.
Oh, yeah, that's for After Dark, right? But yeah, anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us on the 3DO Experience. You can find the 3DO Experience on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify. And be sure to check us out over on the Superpod Network. That is superpodnetwork.com, an awesome site where you can find all sorts of different podcasts, videos, blogs. I believe Mega Man X is this month. X2 is this month's Super Game Club game.
Yes,
So
I tried to beat Wheelgator and I failed miserably. But I'm like, I got all these other games. Let me knock a couple of these out before I jump into that.
yeah,
I still haven't beaten X1, but that's me being weird. Fuck that spider boss in X1. Fuck him.
yeah.
Piece of shit. Steve, he's a piece of shit. But thank you for trying to help me.
But yeah. So, anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Bye bye.